Lighting person is here. Fixing the room. We're a two-band show here, people. By the way, we just had a little excitement because I accidentally went live earlier. So I apologize for that. I was just sitting here getting set up for today. How are you? It's July 19th. Yay! I am so glad that you're here, that you're joining me again. We had an absolutely fabulous staycation with our two kids, their spouses, and the four grandies. I need to show you, those kids were so good. You know, we got the two grandies from LA for a couple days prior, and then we all went to the big house where we were taping in January. And John, can you turn the fan on? It's hot in here. It's really weird. It's so hot outside. They're saying it's going to be dry lightning today and stuff. I hope not. But anyways, those kids were essentially together for 7 days, and there was no tears. Had complete love fest going on the whole time. And the big news is, if you look very carefully, Nava on the far left-hand side lost her tooth. So that was very, very exciting. It was a lot of fun for kids. It was also a lot of fun for the adults, okay? It was a perfect staycation because we didn't have to get on a plane or anything. We could never, I mean, the house was like 5,000 square feet. It had a water slide. I mean, it was just great. But those kids were playing hard. And so both moms brought toys that could entertain them quietly. And this was the hit. All right. Probably all you grandmas know about this, but I really didn't. They're called, let me see, Dig It Up. Dig It Up. And they're like these clay balls that have figures in it. So William is all into dinosaurs, and so he could match the dinosaurs to that he digs up with the little tools they give you. And then the girls had Dig It Up Discovery cats. They've got mermaids, they've got crystals, they've got all this stuff. The only thing I'm going to say about this Dig It Up, and we did do it outside because it's a mess that you can't even begin to imagine. I mean, unbelievable, okay? But it is just clay, so you can just rinse it off with the hose and the whole thing disappears. So that's my grandma tip. It'll get you an hour of peace and quiet. And even the 8 to almost 9, the 9-year-old, is she 8 or 9? I don't even know. Bad Bubby. The 4-year-old loved it and the eldest loved it. And then we rocked out games like Twister and all that kind of stuff. Okay, I got some notes. I took notes while you guys were gone. Well, you guys were gone. I was the one that was gone. And we got Carmen taken care of for her Bernina gift certificate. If I have influenced you to buy a new Bernina over $1,000, you contact me at alexandrsn@gmail.com. Also, if you're having a difficulty posting pictures in the forum, you can send it to me there and then I will share with everybody. But what I just learned about our forum, and one of the issues is when you log in, then you have to go to the forum, log out, and log back in. It's a pain in the rear end, but that's how you can get in there. Okay, and then Mary, you asked a really good question. You asked, are there any bad color combos? And I thought, no, there's really not. It's a matter of the result that you want. So you can remember last Wednesday we spoke about across the color wheel is like a good steak and potato meal. And then triangle, tertiary, triad is like a hot Cajun meal. And then analogous, where it butts to each other, is like soft and like chicken soup for the soul. So you'll get different results with different fabric combinations. I thought that was a brilliant question, and you made me think for a second. Then also, Jerry sent this picture, and she transformed her threads into boxes, and like I did, or maybe she had already done it. But what struck me about this image is that She has some on the side because it wasn't wide enough. So of course you can put them on your side. Maybe even on mine, I can get more in if I do it that way. So thank you very, very much. Then Gail sent me this, and this is her grandson Taplin made this at age 13. Self-portrait, like we were doing. So I want to show this. Oh, wait, sorry. I'll get to you in a minute, Gail. This is Jerry. I'm sorry. Jerry? Oh, no. I know I put it up. Well, Gail, or Jerry, I'm going to have to show it on Wednesday because it's so cute. Huh. It's so cute. Anyways, he's 13 years old, and they did fusible, and it's real arty. So, I mean, that is a beautiful activity. I would say 10 and older would be fabulous for this. And I am so sorry, Jean. Um, I wish I had a pen that I could circle this. I'll circle this when it's over because that's like not good. So what we're going to talk about today are fabric combinations and how to get really great results. And today I'm going to focus on holiday fabrics, okay? Because I have some tricks and tips that I think make a lot of sense. Oh, wait, I had one other thing I was going to show you. Man, I worked on Sue Spargo's quilt. I learned how to do the drizzle stitch. I learned how to do, oh, I forget, I think it's called the bullion stitch. And I love this little thing right here. Little thing. So that was fun. I didn't really swim. I'm not a swimmer. So I just sat and did that the whole time. Okay. I'd get that out of the way. So what I want to show you are, so let's just pick a holiday. If you're fairly new to quilting, this is a really safe way to go for fabric combination. But it might surprise you how I work. So let's say we're going to make a Christmas quilt. And I speak this from experience from teaching, okay? People come in, like when we did our star quilts back in the olden days, they say, I'm going to make a holiday star quilt. And they bring all this sort of Christmas fabric that is nothing wrong with it. But what happens is, let's look at some more Christmas fabric. Okay, here's another one. Do I have another one yet? Yep. What's happening here? It's getting to, oh, I love this one. I don't know how to make this one smaller. So I don't know how to make it smaller. We can go back to the other three and look at it. I'm in holiday 5. What's going to happen here is that it's going to become too busy. There's no place for your eye to rest. Now, I was particularly fond of that snowman, so I might just use that one, okay? When you start to use prints, novelty prints, got to go like this in here, novelty prints, which basically these are, it becomes too confusing. So you might just pick one and run with that, okay? And so let's take a look. Yeah, this is the one that I went, oh my gosh, this is so cute. I can't stand it. That's my favorite. All right. So then let's talk about 4th of July. And actually, that's what I'm going to pull today because I'm going to pull from my stash. So again, here is a red, white, and blue patriotic star piece of fabric. And I find that people do this more when they do like 4th of July quilt than any other holiday. So then let's take a look at this one. Okay, I think I might have owned that fabric. And you can see it's too much. It's too much. So pick the one that you love and then walk away. So let me show you something here. And I think this is effective. I'll take comments. All right, so here is a 4th of July quilt, our little sample thing, right? And you can see here, trying to get that focused in as good as it can. Yeah, you've got all this patriotic fabric. I think there's that one. I said I think I have it. You've got stars, you've got flags, you've got all this stuff. In my book, it's too much. So let's take a look at here. I'm not saying I don't use them, because I do use those fabrics, but I'm putting in some relief here where it's not all the same kind of scale and splotchy print, all right? So here are two that I have. I like this one better than I like this one. So if you have a fat quarter bundle, and I know you probably do, a lot of you, because Rondi, I know who's watching you. Rondi's got my patriotic fabric. Hi. So I would just take one or two with them, run, and then add in others. Okay, here's Christmas. I believe there's only, I think, 3 different fabrics. Maybe that's it. The rest come from other places in my stash. And to me, it lends a more sophisticated look. So let's pretend, well, not pretend, we're going to do red, white, and blue. All right? So I've gone to my stash and let me show you this, how I have it organized. I think that's worth noticing. And the thing is, by clearing out half my stash, I now can get in here and pick at things where before it would just all get buried down below. So I'm just going to pull out a blue, because this blue right here. This is kind of a boring blue in my book. I mean, it's beautiful, but everybody can't be a leader. Some have to be a follower. What I love about this fabric is it has these soft, subtle variations going through. So then, okay, I'm going to pull out this blue. Yikes! Maybe those two don't go together. Well, here we have what I would call, in this case, a bridge fabric that carries, and I just got this from my stash this morning. I did not go out shopping. This bridges them all together. I think that looks pretty good, all right? Then I started pulling. Let me see if I can find, a medium one. That's beautiful. Now it looks like I might need another navy in there. Okay. And actually, that's not navy. That's like a royal blue. But you can see, gotta have polka dots too. That's another thing that I just love. Okay, so this one I don't like. I'm getting rid of it. And literally, this is how I do it, you guys. I just pull and pull and pull. Oh, this promises to be a good one. Okay, so there's some blues, all right? Let's play with some reds. Now, reds are a little bit tougher because they don't seem to have quite the variations that other colors do. So this is what I'm going to be pulling from. Those bananas, maybe those need to go in it. So I'm going to just pull out this red. That's pretty funny. I like that. I'm going to, then here's one. And what I want you to notice that I'm doing is I'm doing different size and scale of prints. So here you have a little thing, and now you have these bigger flowers, all right? Oh wow, I won't put the same blue in. I must have really liked this pattern. Look at this. I won't repeat. That's one of my rules. Again, these are just my guidelines that I work with. Oh, here's a beautiful rich one. This isn't as nice and rich as this. This is kind of almost old school fabric. All right, let me pull out this one. Now I'm starting to get a variation of reds as far as their undercolors, okay? Let's put in a pure red and see how that looks. I'm shopping in my own stash, which I don't have that one yet. Okay, this one has some pink in it. I don't like it. I've got to be willing to take something away if I don't like it. Not an issue. Let's try this one. Okay, that's kind of beautiful. All right, so what's missing here now? The white, okay? So this is from an old fabric line of mine, one of my favorites, and it did horribly, these scissors. This will work beautifully as a white. Does not have to be pure white. Here's another one that would work beautifully. I guess I'm gonna have to start, go like this. Okay. And then let's see if we have any blues that have white in it. Just because I say white, oh man, I bought this 100 years ago, and this is all I have left. I covet this piece. So I'm gonna put it in there. Okay. Oh, this would be a good one for another white of blues. Boy, this is having a hard time reflecting the light. I think we almost have too much light in this room. There. Yep. I'm gonna put it there. All right. Now, if I want to put in white, that's really in these days, and that would be fine. But I would also consider, I think the light's too bright in here, John, for them to see. I would consider, yeah, that's a little bit better. I would consider going white because that's super in. But what if you picked something like, here's dots. You put this in there. Okay. Yeah, that's good. Here's another one. So a white that has a little bit of an attitude to go in with the other ones. And I think you can see here that this is a pretty nice set of fabric right here. And of course, this is working very, very scrappy. I know that. But this will certainly read red, white, and blue, patriotic. Now, a couple things are going on here that I want to reiterate. You have, number one, different size and scale of prints. And I think that's one of the things that happens with these patriotic collections is the size and scale is the same. So if you buy one, just go to your other fabrics and pull out other stuff to relief it. I mean, you've got polka dots, you've got linear, you've got, something that reads very, very solid here. Then also, different size and scale of prints. If you have fabrics that make your stomach go yuck together, let me take that out again, like, oof, that doesn't do it. Find a blue, in this case, that has a couple colors in it. Plus, the other thing this particular fabric has is white on it. So I call this sparkle fabric because it's going to bring in white. All right. So here's this. So you've got different size and scale of print. You have different colors within the color family, and you have lights, not so much mediums because it's red, white, and blue, but lights and darks. And it will go together extremely successfully, extremely successfully. And Paul, you just said it, you audition fabrics. Now, let me tell you what I do when I go to the quilt shop. Let me go to me. I will go and I will, let's say I'm gonna do a red, white, and blue quilt, okay? I've got plenty of fabric here, you can see, but I wanna get new stuff in. So I will, like if I were doing this, I might go and pick another 10 fat quarters or something like that, or 12 fat quarters. That would be 3 yards of fabric in total of new print. And then when you put it in to play with this stuff, it's gonna play beautifully. And how I audition fabric in a quilt shop is I lay them out on the table, right, the bolts, and then I put them up so I'm just viewing the roundy, the end, the top part of the bolt. You got the bolt that's like this thick by this wide. I'm looking at this part because that's all you're going to see when it's cut up anyways. I think sometimes we look at fabric and go, ugh, and then it cuts up very, very differently. Oh, here was another one I meant to put in. Look at this feed sack. Fabulous in this grouping. Here, let's throw it down. Let's see how that looks. I mean, look at that. It's fabulous. So this is actually an antique feed sack. So you've mixed, I would say, modern. This is classic, I think. Well, kind of modern. Geometric. A feed sack from the 40s or 30s. And wow. In fact, I love this one because it too has the 2 colors of blue in it, just like this one. I love fabrics like this, and I seek fabrics like this. I think they're very, very interesting. So let me go back to me, and I don't freak out if I run out of fabric because I always know I can add more. Again, I work very, very scrappy, very scrappy. So let's see if we have any things here. Terry, it's okay, you're late. You can go back and watch this again. Does the dark blue on the screen left stick out for anyone? My eyes keeps going to that. Not that I don't like it. That's it, yeah. Yes, it does stick out because it's so dark. And so good, actually, Sandy, that's a very good observation. And if I started making blocks and this became something that really stood out, I would do one of a couple things. I would use it sparingly in small pieces, and I would make sure that my eye, that it isn't all in one portion of the quilt, that my eye travels around and sees it. And if it's disconcerting to me, that's really, thank you, Sandy, for putting that. I might pull in another dark blue to help it have a buddy. So let me see what else. We have people just checking in. Have you forgotten who's watching you? Yes, right. Oh, okay, Shirley. I was trying to order your Christmas special in July on Quilter's Select website. I don't know that you can order off of them, but Shirley, what I would like you to do is email me privately at what are you looking at, John? Okay, alexandrsn@gmail.com, and I'll try and sort out what that's all about. All right, let's see. No, this one over here, that doesn't bother me at all. She thinks the pattern's too big. For what? Well, no, I mean, it's problem is the delay is here. I mean, how many of you pull from your stash and start like that? And the thing is, if your stash is old, you really do need to step it up, okay? The blue with the white swirls. Yes, this one here. Okay, this is an older piece of fabric. This is a way older, like way, way, way older. But it would work in, the more the merrier. If you're picking just 3 fabrics, you better get them right. If you're picking, 20 or 30, you can have some oddballs in there. I love scrap quilts. Okay, so the other thing is, okay, on Wednesday, we're going to talk about focused fabrics. And that's going to be a little bit, that's when you pick a fabric and then you pull from that fabric. And the way fabrics are being made these deals, or I should say the design of the fabrics, kind of busts all rules with how I used to do it. So that is going to be a little bit harder for me to put together because I'm very specific on what I want for a focus fabric, and they are not out there the kind that I absolutely coveted, okay? But that's okay. We'll work with the newer stuff and then go from there. And I had some fun surfing around on the web and looking at fabric going, how would I handle that? Would I use this as a focus fabric, etc. So let's see. When you choose to buy yardage rather than when do you choose to buy yardage rather than fat quarters? Bonnie, I typically prefer yardage over fat quarters because that's what I've always gotten, but I would never get anything less than a 1/3 yard. I used to get a 1/4 yard, but then if you choose to pre-wash it, you're going to end up with shoestrings, right? So I would do a 1/3 yard. And speaking of that, Ricky's class, I'll talk about it at the end. Somebody asked on the forum, will fat quarters work? And he said no. He was in a meeting and having a hard time getting on the website. He said fat quarters will not work for his cool kaleidoscope. So when do you decide to buy? Okay, fat quarters. That blue looks like fireworks, okay? Barbara, that's exactly how I work. Very scrappy and lots of variety. And that was the thing in cleaning out my fabric. I'm thinking, man, am I shooting myself in the foot? No, because I had so much fabric crammed in there, I couldn't even get at it, okay? I usually buy new and then pull additions from my stash collection. Jane, yeah, I call it your support group. Okay, Joanne, I almost exclusively pull from my stash. Rosemary, hi from I-80 road tripping. Okay. Bonnie Davis, the more fabrics. I always start in my stash, Karen says. Okay, okay, Charlene said she ordered the cool fabric for the kaleidoscope quilt and loved it so much, she went back and ordered the warm. I think we only have cool left, but if you're building your stash, no, we only have warm left. I'm sorry, we only have the yellows and reds. If that grouping that those gals picked out would just be an addition to any stash. So you might want to go check it out. They did a marvelous job. Okay. Chantel, can you answer my email? Chantel, if you send it to alexandrsn@gmail, I will. I have not, as of going live this morning, received, well, I have not, as of a half hour before going live, received your email. So if you sent it a couple days ago, I haven't seen it, or just send it again, okay? How much yardage do I buy? Okay, a minimum of a third. If I'm doing a focus fabric, and we'll talk about that on Wednesday, enough for a potential border. Though I rarely ever put on fabric borders. Rarely. But I'd be real sad if I ran out. Did I send you a minute? Ask you how to get the coupon. What do I need to send? Chantel, send me your address, please. Okay, that's what you need to do. Lilo's in AVQ in August? I'll have to see her. So, how did you decide which fabrics to delete from your stash? Marianne, that was really hard to decide what to delete. But I primarily hung on to ones that have an attitude and have a personality. So, I'm glad I kept this one, but this might be one I have let go. This just sets my heart aflutter. I want personality. And then the other thing is I like it, as I mentioned on this, when there is white on top sprinkled on, because that gives it a sparkle. So see, to me, this is much more interesting than this, okay? Let's see, AVQ, Amador Valley Quilters in Pleasanton, California, the second sacred Saturday of the month. Did I get that right, Rondi? So, okay, I think we're good. I'm back in the saddle. Oh, so Ricky's. So what's going to happen? I'm thinking of questions that I have gotten. So, Cool Kaleidoscope will start from today, and he will be teaching Mondays, Fridays. Wednesday will be your sew days, okay? Nobody will be here. And Barbara, then I believe, then he's going to do the next one, Monday, Friday, and then Barbara, I believe we're plunking in on Wednesday. But we will let you know, okay? So, Barbara, if I said it wrong, we will straighten it up, but that's my understanding. Again, we have a couple of the kits left, and where you will find it is exactly right here, right where I am, where you found me today. And the newest show, make sure you check it out. It is on silks, okay? And what she has done is just absolutely amazing. Julia, her quilts are so sophisticated, and it was, well, you know how I love silk. And then we did a field piece with Youngman Lee when we were in California out at the big house. And I'm going to slaughter that last word, so I'm not even going to try. I had never seen anything like this before. And in a sense, it's almost like a Korean trapunto. So this is a really good show. If you haven't watched it yet, I suggest you watch it. And the silk part just got me all reared up to go buy more silk ties. So, anywho, okay, let me go down to the bottom. I think we're all good. Is this new QAL free? Quilt along. Yeah, it's free. Yeah, it's free. So join on in and yay. So no fat quarters with Ricky. And I did forward your email to him, but he's in the middle of a meeting right now. I hope you're here and you heard it. So I got to clean up my mess now, because that's what happens. That is what happens. John's coming in. You got a question? Yeah, Ricky's class is a week from today. And when Barbara's going to do on Wednesday on the second week, right? Yeah, Barbara, the man just said so. So have a good day. I'm tickled to be back with you. And I had a ball with those babies. Oh, there was only one big fit, and it was worth mentioning. They would be up swimming at 8 in the morning, and by about 2, they had that look on their face, like glazed or they're puffy, and the kids were all sleeping in the same room, and not the optimum. The problem with where we stayed is there's only 3 bedrooms, so but they all wanted to be together. So it was quiet time, and Lennox started fighting because she wanted the top bunk. I don't even know what the whole thing happened, but finally I said, cousins, get out of here. Go up to your parents' room. I told them they weren't in trouble. And Lennox got hysterical. I just want to be with my cousins. So I said, I will lie down with you. So, and so I lie down with her. I spoon to her. Go away, Bubby, go away, go away. That kid, it was like we drugged her. We had to wake her up 2 hours later. Don't wake me up. They were so tired. And after that day, quiet time was something everybody looked forward to. It was a great time. So thanks for giving me the time off. I super appreciate it. And during Ricky's class, actually, I'm going to go up to Cindy Needham's. I'm going to take advantage of it. So have a good one, and I will